We have explored the vast cosmos, searching for life beyond our pale blue dot. Yet right here on Earth, within each of us, resides a rhythm so fundamental, so deeply ingrained, that we often take it for granted, the circadian rhythm. This internal clock, synchronized with the external world, dictates when we feel energized and ready for action, and when we crave rest and rejuvenation. Like a conductor leading an orchestra, the circadian rhythm ensures that all our biological processes are in sync, playing their part in perfect harmony. But what happens when this delicate symphony is disrupted? What are the consequences for our physical and mental well-being when our internal clocks fall out of sync with the external world? Imagine a world without time, a reality devoid of the rhythmic ebb and flow of day and night. Life as we know it would be chaotic, unpredictable. Circadian rhythms, then, are the anchors of our existence, providing structure and order to the symphony of life. From the smallest bacteria to the largest mammals, all living organisms on Earth have evolved to live in harmony with the planet's natural cycles. Understanding these rhythms is not just an exercise in biological curiosity. It's about unlocking the secrets to a healthier, more fulfilling life. By aligning our lives with our natural rhythms, we can optimize our sleep, boost our cognitive function, and enhance our overall well-being. Deep within the recesses of our brains, nestled in the hypothalamus, lies a tiny cluster of neurons known as the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN for short. This minuscule structure, no larger than a grain of rice, serves as the master conductor of our circadian orchestra. Like a vigilant maestro, the SCN receives information about the external world, primarily light levels, and uses this information to fine-tune our internal clock. It's part of a complex network of clocks distributed throughout our bodies in virtually every cell. These peripheral clocks, while taking their cues from the SCN, also exhibit their own unique rhythms, influencing local tissue function. This intricate web of interconnected clocks ensures that all our biological processes are synchronized, working in concert to maintain homeostasis. How does this internal clock actually work? What are the molecular gears that drive this intricate mechanism? The answer lies in a fascinating interplay of genes, proteins, and biochemical reactions. At the heart of this process lie clock genes, aptly named for their role in regulating circadian rhythms. These genes, through a complex series of feedback loops, control the production of specific proteins that ebb and flow over a roughly 24-hour cycle. As the levels of these clock proteins rise, they eventually inhibit their own production, causing the seesaw to tip in the opposite direction. This self-regulating mechanism ensures the cyclical nature of the circadian rhythm. The real magic happens when these individual rhythms are synchronized across tissues and organs, creating a unified body-wide rhythm. While our internal clock is remarkably precise, capable of maintaining a rhythm close to 24 hours even in the absence of external cues, it's not entirely independent of the outside world. Light, or more precisely the absence of it, serves as the primary time cue for our circadian system. As the sun sets and darkness descends, specialized cells in our eyes, called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, or iPRGCs, send signals to the SCN, informing it that it's nighttime. Conversely, as the sun rises and bathes the world in light, these same iPRGCs send a wake-up call to the SCN, resetting the internal clock and signaling the start of a new day. Let's talk about sleep. We spend roughly 1/3 of our lives in this enigmatic state, yet its true purpose remains one of biology's most enduring mysteries. As darkness falls, the SCN directs the pineal gland, a tiny structure deep within the brain, to release melatonin, a hormone that signals to our bodies that it's time to sleep. Melatonin levels rise throughout the night, peaking in the early hours of the morning, promoting feelings of drowsiness and relaxation. This cyclical pattern, orchestrated by our circadian rhythms, is essential for consolidating memories, repairing cellular damage, and restoring energy levels. The influence of circadian rhythms extends far beyond the realm of sleep. These internal timekeepers touch upon virtually every aspect of our physiology, influencing not just when we sleep, but how we think, feel, and even how our bodies defend against disease. Research suggests that disruptions to our circadian rhythms can have a profound impact on our emotional well-being, increasing the risk of mood disorders such as depression and anxiety. When our internal clocks are out of sync, our bodies produce hormones like cortisol and serotonin at the wrong times, disrupting the delicate balance of our brain chemistry. Our alertness, attention, and memory all fluctuate throughout the day, peaking at specific times and waning at others. Our bodies are remarkably resilient, capable of withstanding a certain degree of circadian disruption. However, chronic misalignment between our internal clocks and the external world can have serious consequences for our health and well-being. Shift work, a reality for millions of people around the world, is a prime example of chronic circadian disruption. By constantly challenging their internal clocks, shift workers experience a higher risk of sleep disorders, metabolic problems, cardiovascular disease, and even certain types of cancer. In our increasingly 24/7 society, many of us engage in behaviors that disrupt our natural rhythms, such as staying up late exposed to artificial light, eating meals at irregular hours, and traveling across time zones. These seemingly innocuous habits can gradually chip away at the integrity of our circadian system, increasing the likelihood of health problems down the line. For millennia, the rising and setting of the sun dictated the rhythm of human life. This natural harmony, however, has been dramatically disrupted in the blink of an eye, evolutionarily speaking, by a relatively recent invention, artificial light. The electric light bulb, a marvel of human ingenuity, has undoubtedly transformed our lives, pushing back the curtain of night and allowing us to work, play, and connect long after the sun has set. Yet, this newfound freedom has come at a cost. By flooding our evenings with artificial light, we trick our brains into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing melatonin production and delaying our natural sleep-wake cycle. Our devices, from smartphones to laptops to televisions, emit particularly potent forms of artificial light, rich in blue wavelengths. The demands of modern life often clash with the natural rhythms of our bodies. We work long hours, commute in congested traffic, and juggle multiple responsibilities, leaving little time for sleep, let alone aligning our schedules with the rising and setting of the sun. Consider the phenomenon of social jet lag. Just as traveling across time zones can throw our bodies into disarray, so too can the discrepancy between our weekday and weekend schedules. We may stay up late and sleep in on weekends, only to jolt our systems back to an earlier schedule come Monday morning, effectively giving ourselves a mini dose of jet lag every week. This constant state of hyperconnectivity leaves little room for the natural ebb and flow of our circadian rhythms, keeping us perpetually teetering on the brink of burnout. The consequences of chronic circadian disruption are not always immediately apparent. They often manifest subtly, gradually chipping away at our health and well-being over time. We might experience increased fatigue, difficulty concentrating, or mood swings, attributing these symptoms to stress or simply being too busy. Research has linked chronic circadian disruption to a wide range of health problems, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even certain types of cancer. The mechanisms underlying these associations are complex and multifaceted, but chronic inflammation, hormonal imbalances, and impaired cellular repair processes are thought to play a role. Emerging evidence suggests that chronic circadian disruption may even accelerate the aging process. In the grand tapestry of existence, where cosmic forces intertwine with the delicate machinery of life, we often find ourselves adrift, our internal rhythms out of sync with the natural world. But there is hope. Just as a skilled conductor can guide an orchestra back to harmony, we too can reclaim our rhythms, restoring balance and vitality to our lives. The journey begins with awareness, with recognizing the profound influence of circadian rhythms on our health and well-being. Once we understand the stakes, we can start making conscious choices to align our lives with our internal clocks. It's about making small, sustainable changes that honor our innate connection to the natural world. Light, as we've learned, is the primary time cue for our circadian system. By harnessing the power of light strategically, we can effectively reset our internal clocks, improving our sleep and enhancing our overall well-being. Start your day with a dose of sunlight. Open your blinds, step outside, and let the sun's rays wash over you. Morning sunlight is particularly effective at resetting our circadian rhythms, signaling to our brains that it's time to wake up and be alert. As evening approaches, begin dimming the lights in your home, creating a relaxing and sleep-conducive environment. Avoid bright overhead lights, opting instead for softer lamps and dimmers. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, it's easy to fall into the trap of treating time as a commodity, something to be maximized, exploited, and ultimately defeated. But what if we shifted our perspective? What if we viewed time not as an adversary, but as our greatest ally, a powerful force that, when harnessed wisely, can enhance our health, productivity, and overall well-being? One way to reframe our relationship with time is to embrace the concept of chronotypes. Just as we have different body types and personality types, we also have different chronotypes, which determine our natural sleep-wake preferences. By identifying our chronotype, we can optimize our schedules to align with our natural energy peaks and troughs. If you're a lark, schedule demanding tasks for the morning, when you're naturally more alert and focused. If you're an owl, reserve creative work or problem-solving for the evening, when your brain is primed for insight. From the rhythmic dance of celestial bodies to the intricate clockwork within our cells, the universe whispers a timeless truth. We are all part of a grand, interconnected symphony. Circadian rhythms govern the ebb and flow of life, reminding us we are part of nature's intricate tapestry. For millennia, humans lived in harmony with nature, their lives dictated by the sun. Yet in our modern world, we often find ourselves adrift, our internal clocks out of sync. The consequences are far-reaching, impacting sleep, mood, and health. By understanding circadian rhythms, we can realign our lives with nature's beat. Prioritizing sleep, harnessing light, and honoring our chronotypes, we can restore balance and unlock benefits for our well-being. The journey back to sync is ongoing, a commitment to listening to our bodies and aligning with the cosmos. In doing so, we improve our lives and rediscover our place in the grand orchestra of existence. Every being, from microbe to galaxy, plays a vital role in the symphony of life. The good news is that we have the power to change our tune. By understanding circadian rhythms, we can realign our lives with the natural world. It's about integrating modern conveniences in a way that honors our need for balance. Imagine a world where our schedules align with our chronotypes, where we work and play during peak energy hours, and our evenings are for relaxation and connection, bathed in the warm glow of candlelight. Imagine sleep as a sacred ritual, a time to recharge and restore, preparing us for the day ahead. This future is within our grasp. It begins with small, sustainable changes, dimming lights, prioritizing sleep, getting sunlight, and listening to our bodies, rediscovering ancestral wisdom, living in harmony with nature, and integrating it into modern life. The journey back to sync is personal, a process of self-discovery. But it's also collective, a chance to live in harmony with ourselves, each other, and the cosmos. In the grand symphony of existence, we are all interconnected, Let us make our music harmonious.